Firms trading on-chain struggle to protect against theft because there is no generalized solution to separate on-chain trading and operations, despite almost every other asset class requiring this separation. The reason for this lack of separation is a private key, by nature, is unrestricted in what it can do with the funds in the account. Typical custody solutions include using a multi-signature wallet and a combination of handheld devices or custodians. However, none of these solutions, including the leading custodians and MPC service providers, enable this separation. Consequently, firms are subject to a diverse array of tail risks that can result in a total loss of funds. Where does this vulnerability come from? The leading custodians and MPC providers in DeFi utilize a security architecture centered around a policy engine that verifies who in the firm originated the transaction, but does not verify what the transaction does on-chain. While this approach works well for centralized exchanges, this oversight creates a vulnerability to theft for on-chain transactions. For instance, here is a common vulnerability firms face today. Swapping on Uniswap is perhaps the lowest risk and one of the most common transactions on-chain. Yet a common vulnerability exists even within this simple transaction. Uniswap allows the originator of the transaction to set any wallet, including their own private wallet, as the recipient of the swap. Consequently, anyone with even indirect one-time access to swapping on Uniswap can withdraw all of the firm's on-chain assets. This is an intentional feature, not a bug in Uniswap's design. The problem is that almost no custodians or MPC providers actually check. Uniswap is the simplest example. The more complex the protocol, the greater the potential vulnerabilities. And unfortunately, it's easy for a bad actor with some technical know-how to add layers of complexity to disguise the behavior of a transaction to the naked eye. Without a robust layer of protection, traders and administrators with any on-chain operations are reliant on decoding and manually checking the behavior of a transaction to catch anomalies before it's too late. As a consequence of purely manual trading, almost no firms have a stop-loss button in this highly volatile asset class. DeFi Armor secures the on-chain assets of traders, administrators, and investors without the headache of changing your custodian. Custodians have invested millions of dollars in infrastructure to protect private keys, and we have built a policy engine separate from the private key storage, giving clients the best of both worlds. DeFi Armor is not a custodian, but a cosigner. It automatically verifies the result of a transaction and classifies it according to your policies. So you're relying on more than just your eyeballs to secure your assets. For a transaction to execute, the software requires signatures from both your custodian and the DeFi Armor cosigner. This dual signer setup protects clients with a hardened layer of security, requiring any potential attacker to simultaneously compromise at least two independent systems. DeFi Armor enables fully automated secure signing, which is necessary for something as simple as a stop-loss button. DeFi Armor is the first modular access management system for Web3, empowering crypto-native traders and investors to personalize their security stack. It comes with built-in policy and execution engines, which you can use as a standalone wallet built on top of Safe or as a module in your existing infrastructure. You can use it with any custodian or key management service that can sign blockchain transactions. DeFi Armor protects your assets while maximizing your independence and flexibility on-chain. It's not protocol or token specific, allowing you to continue working without limitations. You shouldn't have to marry your custodian to use crypto. Custody your assets in a way that serves you best, knowing you and your investors are safe. Many industry leaders already use and trust DeFi Armor to protect their assets. Protect yourself and your investors so you can manage capital on-chain at scale without the risk of losing it all. If you want to learn more, please visit our site at defiarmor.io. DeFi Armor, your assets securely. A Eulith product.